Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Relationship Cheat Code.
Oh, yes, where we give you the game to stress less and become your best in your life and in your relationship.
Yes, indeed.
We are here, Aize.
We here, baby.
We are here.
Yes.
We are sitting in the studio
Yes, we are.
doing the first episode
Yes.
of the Relationship Cheat Code.
Yes.
And if only people knew how long it took us to get here.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey. Yes.
It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a journey. It's been an uphill
Odyssey.
journey.
Yeah, all of that.
You said an odyssey?
An odyssey.
I mean, I'm telling you, but I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with us. We're going to talk to you today just about what you can expect from the Relationship Cheat Code, and we're going to share a little bit about ourselves because we be out here, but not in this way. This is a new space.
Yes,
it's new territory.
Yes.
Right?
So before we even get into all of that, this right here is my lovely, my delectable, my incredible, my sensational and beautiful wife, Iana.
This right here, this is my dapper, debonair, amazing protector, confidant, homie. He is the cool water that just calms down this fiery person. It's my baby, Aize.
Yes.
Aize. We know it's gonna take a little practice with our names. That's okay. Just practice them over time. That's Aize. This is Iana, and this is the Relationship Cheat Code.
It is. And so, when it comes to this whole relationship cheat code thing, one of the reasons why we came up with this idea is because we recognize that a lot of people be out here struggling in their relationship. In real talk, like, we're not immune to struggle ourselves. So we've been together, y'all, for 28 years, married for 21, got 5 children. So you best believe that we've experienced a number of struggles in our relationship. And so we chose to do the Relationship Cheat Code because we want to give you the cheat code, the quick fix, the tips, the tricks, all of that good stuff to help you get to where you're trying to go a lot faster and a lot more effective too, because people be getting it all wrong.
Yeah, and I wanted us to do this. So we talk about it's been a journey to get here. Let's just be clear, it's been a journey because I've had to nudge and prod and push my husband. He like, what? A podcast? What for? What? We already go live on Facebook and Instagram. We do Zooms. We do trainings. I'm like, baby, you understand when we sitting inside that little Facebook group or wherever we are, like that's in this little space and it's great and it's awesome. But that's not the same as being on a podcast, right? And he was just like, I don't really understand why. And so let me just say that to all the wives, all the women out here who have a man where you have a vision or you see something and you're like, Lord, he don't see it. It's okay. It's all right. You're just going to have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. There was a reason that I was actually saying that. There was a direction I was going in. I don't remember the direction in this exact moment. I don't remember the direction.
No, but go ahead.
But here's the thing. The piece that I think I really want to lift up is that it's taken us a while to get here, but the reason that I wanted to do this, yes, it's coming back now, is because we are out here. We are coaches and therapists. We have a coaching practice. We've done therapy for many years, and we got stuff. But people oftentimes will ask us, like, so how do you do it in your relationship? Like, so what have y'all dealt with? So it's one thing to give the steps or the techniques or the process. It's another thing to say, like, this is what I do. This is kind of where I've struggled, and this is what's been difficult for me. And so I wanted to share that because we get those questions a lot. People are like, yeah, I understand you said do the imago dialogue and do 1, 2, 3, 4, but like, what happens when you do this? Right? So I wanted to be able to give that, not just because folks were asking, but also because I think it's going to be cathartic for me. It's going to be, for me personally, you could talk about yourself. Because I think you might be a little more resistant, but
Why you say that?
I just think it's going to be good for me to be able to just talk about my life, my relationship, like what we deal with, and just to have a different outlet.
So
why I say that because
as a diary entry. Is that what you're trying?
I'm saying like you generally you have been resistant, and I feel like I'm generally more open than you are. And so that's just, isn't that true?
It depends.
You know what I mean?
It really depends.
No, I'm generally.
I
am
can't
more open than you.
Like, yes.
Generally speaking, am I not more open than you? So, and this is the other thing. So I've noticed it's about people like us. When you're a relationship educator, when you're a counselor, a therapist, and not just in those places, a teacher, a coach, you're used to like teaching all the time.
I mean, that's true.
So you just go to that place of teaching, and that's fine. But just relating, just like sharing, like this is what I'm dealing with. We do that because we're pretty transparent in general.
Yeah.
But it's different to just be like, this is what we dealing with. You know what I mean? And I think that you're comfortable with that, and I'm like, yeah, let's break out and get beyond that. Let's just have some real talk about what's really going on. What's really going on?
Yeah.
And Aise is like, he does that. What you doing right now?
No, I mean, so this like, right here is the pontification position. You know, I'm thinking, I'm processing all that my wife has just said, and so, when I think about this whole piece around doing a relationship cheat code, I'm not averse to sharing, thoughts, feelings, and just where I'm at. I do think that as a man, more so specifically as me being the person that I am, I like to sit with things for a second. And so, depending upon what direction we're going to go in, what you might want to share, it's not that I'm opposed to going down that lane, but I may walk a little bit slower, just to see like exactly where is this going to go, because I want to make sure that I'm covered. I want to make sure ultimately that we're covered.
What's that mean?
That you're covered.
What does that mean?
And you ain't got me out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool.
What does that mean that we're covered? What does that mean?
So more specifically, like,
that you're
there's
covered.
so many different, being in a relationship with somebody for 28 years, like there's so many different lanes that you can travel down. So many different things that you can lift up, so many different experiences that you can share that have ups and downs and have different perspectives. And so during the course of us doing this podcast, you're going to hear each of us share our own perspectives. And sometimes, actually probably more often than not, there'll be unified perspectives that we're sharing. And so all I'm saying is that if we got different perspectives, different vantage points.
Unified perspectives.
Yeah, but if we have different perspectives and vantage points in which we're coming from, I don't want us to be on this joint like some other people, clashing, beefing, all of that type of stuff. I'm not trying to be doing this and then get off of this and then got issues. And so, again, we can talk, we can discuss, we can share, and I'm going to be transparent. But when I say cover, what I'm talking about is I'm going to make sure that we good because I love you. And I want to make sure that what I share and what you share, like, we're not at odds and beefing as a result of doing
baby.
this.
So, so this is going to really, kind of let folks into our relationship a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So one of the things we talk about, in fact, before we came here to shoot this episode, we...
Are you about to date? Don't date the episode.
We just completed a online
situation
series, right? We just did day 2 of an online series we're doing, with folks who signed up to do this, all about navigating conflict and communication issues and so forth. And so, so one of the things we talked about on day 1 is conflict is inevitable.
Yeah.
Conflict is normal. Conflict is like, you're going to deal with that in your relationship. Like, don't run from it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't think that because you have it that it means something. And so, like, that's what sometimes I'm thinking about with you when it comes to sharing. I think everybody has their threshold. But, like, whether it's sharing or whether it's just us having conflict, like, your discomfort with it sometimes is something to be looked at a little bit more, because it's okay. Like, it's all right if we have it. Like, we be dealing with stuff.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in agreement with the fact that conflict is okay. I'm cool with that.
You just don't know if you want to show it.
No, it's not even that I don't want to show it. Because right now, like, we're in not necessarily 2 different positions, but we're sharing different perspectives on this topic. I'm fine with that. But what I'm saying is that ultimately, in the midst of us being fine, or in the midst of me being fine with sharing my perspective and you sharing your perspective, ultimately what's most important to me is that we're good.
Yeah, I understand. Me too.
And so, I'm not on here to bring out the rah-rah. This ain't that, y'all. This ain't the type of podcast where you're going to see black men, black women beefing and battling with each other. In a healthy and respectful way, sharing different perspectives, opinions. But ultimately, my aim is to validate. My aim is to edify what it is that we got. And so, again, I'm going to speak my piece. You're going to speak your piece. But I'm going to build you just as I expect you to build me in that process.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you. Absolutely.
Yeah. But you know, my wife, she said something a second ago where she said that she had to lead us to getting to this place of doing a podcast because there was a certain part of me that was resistant. And then she lifted up the point too that when it comes to resistance that's present in your relationship, a lot of times women are taking the lead. And so I'm just gonna say this: I'm grateful and I'm thankful that you led us to this space right here.
Mm.
I really am. I really am. And as resistant and as oppositional, and it wasn't like I was kicking and screaming, but you know, it was just question marks that came up for me. And so the way that you led the charge and you know, you guided us through this process to get here. Again, I'm appreciative, and sometimes I can't see around the corner, which is one of the benefits of being in a relationship with somebody like you. Like you're seeing around the corners and you're allowing us and helping us to bend time because your vision is, you know, is bigger than sometimes, you know, even what it is that I perceive. And so to be in a relationship with somebody that has a vision, that has a sense of direction, that has, you know, a goal that may even be outside of your purview, like what it is that we're experiencing here, it's a blessing. And so I feel blessed that you got us here, boo. Like you did, and I think I had to fall back and lean into it, and so you know I'm leaning, and
Ooh.
not only into this podcast, but I'm leaning into you.
You are. You have been for a long time. I don't know why I'm feeling emotional right now. I think for me, I don't know. Just what you just said just spoke life to me. It spoke life to me about just the path that we're on. I just want to say this. I want to receive what my husband just said in terms of being thankful for where I have led. I want to say this. I'm not really trying to pop my collar because I do be trying to see around the corner. I'm not trying to pop my collar, but also I'm not going to be apologetic about having to take that position. I know there are so many women who oftentimes have felt that you're having to see around the corner. You're having to, you know, say, hey, babe, like we need to go to counseling, or we need to look at this, or we need to think about this differently, or I feel like I'm the one, you know, pushing forward in the relationship and you just kind of going day by day. And I know there are people who feel alone in that, feel overwhelmed by that. But we always say that whoever has the most insight is obligated to use it. Is obligated to use it. And I just want to say that as much as sometimes I have been tired or overwhelmed or blown by wherever I feel like I'm having to push forward, because even in this, like even getting to this place, whether it's been the podcast, whether it's been when we've had to go to counseling in the history of our relationship, whether it's been when you was all in the entrepreneurial space. We are full-time entrepreneurs now, but before that we was working 9 to 5s. We had 5 kids. And that's what attracted, was a big part of what attracted me to you.
Yeah.
And I just remember like when getting to that place where we had all these little children, I was like, okay, now we're gonna have to pause on the entrepreneur stuff. You're gonna have to come over here and get that 9 to 5. And you was like, no. And I was like, this is not working. And so I felt like I had to lead in that way to be like, no, we got to go to counseling until we get this right. Like I cannot be the only one like doing this. And I'm just reflecting on our relationship and the places where I felt like I had to lead. This may actually push up against some women ideas and some men's ideas of who's supposed to lead and who's supposed to be the head of the household and what's that supposed to look like and that kind of thing. But my husband and I'm not going to speak for you, you can speak on it. We believe that in a healthy relationship, different people lead in different ways. There are certain assets that I have, certain strengths that I have, certain strengths that you have, and certain places where you can hold us down and vice versa. Yeah. And so I just really, really, really feel good about what you just said to me, because right now, just like where we are right now, I think that's what's making me emotional. I just feel like there's a lot of things going. There's a lot of things that we're doing. And there's a lot of, it just feels good to be acknowledged. And not that you don't acknowledge me, because you do. You do. You really do. But it's important, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I don't know where the heck that came from, but I just feel like life be lifing, y'all. Life is hard. Relationships are hard. Marriage is hard. But it's also not as hard as we make it out to be. And when you got a husband like you, it makes it easier. So I guess I just really needed that, and I didn't know I did. So thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
I feel like I just went on a whole tangent. I don't even know what I said. I hope the dots connected somewhere, because I don't even know where I started, where the middle was, where the end. I don't even know how I got there. So I hope that connected somewhere for somebody.
So, when I hear you say what you just said, I definitely receive what you just shared with me. And I'll be honest that there's a certain part of me that is listening to what you're saying, and wondering whether or not you wanted me to lead more in this space. And so this may be an issue. This may be an Ayize issue, or it may be an issue of somebody who struggles and grapples with codependency. But I'm hearing.
Why do you say that with codependency?
So I'm hearing your appreciation, but I'm interpreting your tears as heaviness. So because I'm interpreting your tears as heaviness, it's making me wonder if I should have done more specifically in this space to lighten the load.
No. I know, probably like me being like that, you're like, oh, clearly it is, because I'm like really emotional right now. And it's not about this space, it's just it's just where we are right now. And it's just coming through right now. And when I say where we are, I mean, it's like one of those things where we have so much good things happening in our lives right now. We've launched this podcast, and we're speaking at a major event next month, and our kids are doing well. It's just a lot. And so, and I have a vision, I see the vision, but it's a lot. So things can be good, things can feel good, but they can also be heavy at the same time. Yeah. And I don't think I've had, and we haven't even gotten, we'll have to get into this into other episodes. One of our children had a major life-changing operation, so to speak, just a couple of months ago. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been so much this year. So I feel like I'm just feeling the emotions of all of that. And when I say it feels good to be acknowledged, in the midst of all of that we have had going on in our lives, our oldest daughter went to college for the first time, and this operation, and all of these things, like there's just been a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot. And so
I want to kiss your tears away.
You always do. So I don't feel like you should have led more. I feel like you lead in the ways that you lead. Mm-hmm. Like we said, and I lead in the ways that I lead. You know what I mean? I'm like, ooh, I see a new thing. Mm-hmm. I see a new shiny thing. Yeah. Let's go do it. And you're like, okay, I don't know about that. And then we get in there, you're like, all right, here go the nuts and bolts. Let me hold it down. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, yes. Right? And then that's always been the rhythm of our relationship. So
Let me ask you this question.
I don't even know I don't even know where we going now. I didn't mean to do all this. My nose running. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, we need to make sure we got some tissue like right here on the table every
Yeah,
time we do this.
I wasn't expecting this.
But I'm curious to know, like, what do you hope that what do you hope for this podcast? Like, what do you hope the people will experience or get from it?
My hope is that through sharing, from what we've experienced in the past, we got a whole lot of experiences. But from sharing what we've experienced, the work that we've done with hundreds of couples, thousands. I mean, we've spent a lot of different experiences that we've been blessed to be able to have, that people will get something from that. My hope is that your ability to be transparent and just to share, that, yeah, I do feel like we have the cheat code on how to have a successful, healthy, happy, hot, sexy, banging relationship. I do feel like we have that. But that while we share all of that stuff, like there's another side of things where things can be funky. Mm-hmm. Whether it's, what I'm saying, your communication, you're just feeling emotionally way down, like life be life and whatever it is. And so I want to be able to share that part too, and for folks to be able to see all of the things. Because I just feel like couples especially are oftentimes just like on Instagram, like, yes, living our best lives, and nobody knows like all the things that you're having to navigate and that you're having to deal with just personally on your own, and then in your relationship. And I hope to be a little bit of a light. And real talk, I hope to be able to use this space as a place for me to get some of my stuff out too, obviously.
Day one.
Obviously.
You're starting.
Day one. I wasn't anticipating that for today, but I don't have no problem with it. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, that's my hope. That's my hope. What about for you, baby? What do you hope that people can get, not just from this podcast? I'm going to change the question a little bit for you from today's first episode. I feel like we've been kind of all over the place, but I'm not sure. Have we been all over the place?
I think that it's good. It's organized chaos.
Yeah, organized chaos. Okay. So what do you want people to get?
So from this podcast, not just this episode. Well, let me start with me. So what I hope to get from this is additional clarity about me. I hope to get a safe space for self-reflection and to speak to you in ways in which, and share parts of me that I haven't shared with you before. I hope to grow through this experience, to know me better, to know you better. And of course, all of that can happen outside of the context of this podcast, but this is a different medium. And so
this is sacred space that we're creating.
Yeah, sacred space. And so, I hope to grow and just continue to unfold and become better. And so I want that for me, and I want to see you differently. I want to understand you in a different way, experience you, and I want to explore you through the way we exchange and engage in this space. And so that's my selfish hope in this experience. And then for y'all, I hope that y'all see that love is possible, that real love is possible. I hope that this podcast restores your hope in the possibility of not only experiencing love for a moment, but for enjoying it for a lifetime. I hope that we also give you practical tips and tools to navigate rough spaces, and that we inspire you to take a look at yourself, and we challenge you to grow and to stretch outside of your comfort zone, and to have uncomfortable conversations and say things that you may have hesitated to say in the past. But I want you to see you differently, and I want you to experience your relationship differently. And so that's my hope for this podcast.
Woo! I'm with you. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. So I just want to bring this to a close by really affirming some things that I know. There are some things that I know for sure. I know that God sent me Aize. I know that God sent you to me 20 plus years ago. I know that I had some daddy issues and I really wasn't feeling you. I was feeling you, but I was like not trying to really feel you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what that means is I was so blown over and blown away by you, and yet I was scared by that. I didn't know that at the time, but I was taken aback by that, and by the love, by the intensity of our connection. And so we had a rocky start. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that in the future. But we had a rocky start. But when I look at what God has done, when I look at where we have come from and who we are today, there is one thing that I know for sure, that everything that is happening to us is happening for us. It's always happening for us. So it doesn't matter what you're dealing with in your life, in your relationship, whatever you're going through, however it feels. Somebody the other day, I'm sorry, I got to do a tangent real quick, just a quick one. Somebody the other day, we have a community, it's called Blam Core. It's our membership community of individuals and couples working towards being their best selves, doing their personal work and their relationship work. And so a sister said in our sister circle, one of the things we do every month, she said, I've been trying to get up. She said something to this effect. I've been trying to, get the courage to tell my husband kind of what I'm dealing with and what have you. But when I'm talking to him and I'm sharing with him my feelings and stuff, he's not really present. He's not attuned. He's kind of analyzing it, right? And she said, and I realized in some ways she feels ashamed for feeling the way she feels. I don't remember the exact words, so if you're watching this, sis, I'm trying to do the best I can to represent what she said, but the sisters really honed in on that. Your husband may not be able to hold space for you in terms of how you feel, but you don't have to be ashamed of how you feel. Mm-hmm. You don't have to you know what I'm saying, have these feelings of I'm not strong enough, I'm not good enough, why do I even have this desire, I'm too needy, whatever it is. And for me, one of the things that I know is that my relationship with you, going back to what I was saying a second ago about God bringing you to me, God blessing me with you, is that I had such a tough exterior that I didn't know what I needed. And I don't even know if I felt ashamed of, I don't want to say shame when it comes to being open and vulnerable, but I felt like it was just foreign territory to me. And I just was I don't want to do that. That feels real soft and, you might get me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I know for sure is that God sent you to me to help me to open up myself and to see myself. And that has been happening at every level of our relationship, from the time we were in high school to the time we were in college to when we were young parents. And I guess we're now middle-aged. I think that's the term. That's what they call us. Mm-hmm. Anytime you on social media and people start calling you auntie and unc, yeah. I think you're middle aged. Mm-hmm. I'm when I saw that the first time, I was like, what the hell? Yeah. Why wasn't it something else? Why is the term auntie and unc? So I think we're middle aged. But every level, every phase of our relationship, right? I'm opening up in different ways. I feel like I'm getting softer and softer and softer. And you do that to me. God uses you to do that to me. So I know for sure that this relationship game, the cheat code is really that whatever it is that you feel inclined to do, wherever you typically tend to lean into, you need to resist that. I definitely I've been a little more hardcore, a little more guarded, a little more suspicious. Because I had my little daddy issues. And daddy issues meaning like my parents got divorced and, my father wasn't there for me in the way that he should have been. And so I was like, okay, unconsciously, anybody else who comes before me, right, in front of me, I'm going to definitely make sure that they don't get me before I get them. And when I say that, I don't mean like I'm coming for them to try to do something to them, but like you're not going to get me open. I'm not going to be sitting here like super soft and like I'm in love and I just want to be with you. Like that was all unconscious. And one thing I just know is that you came in the room. I'll never forget when I saw you for the first time and you disrupted all of that. All of it. All of it. And then we're here now. Yeah. We're therapists and we're coaches and we do this work together. What? If anybody had told me that, if anybody would have told me that when I was younger, I've been like, I was not the kid who was like, I want to grow up and I want to have my wedding's going to be like this and I'm going to have this dress. That was not me. Like, I was like, I wasn't against it, but I was like, no, like, that's not my thing. Like, I don't really want to do that. Yeah. And I didn't want to not get married, but it just was not a focus for me. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I'm in this space and I've been in this space for so long, I was resistant for a little while, but God sometimes knows better in terms of what you need. And so
God definitely does.
You just got to be open. You got to be open to the process. You got to be open.
Yeah. Wow.
What you feeling right now? Why are you looking like that? I see some tears in the corners of your eyes.
Nah, I'm just
Well, it's glossy. You need your glasses. I don't know what it is. What is it?
I'm just truly appreciative. Like just in listening to you. Just seeing you, baby. Just seeing you and really feeling you. You're my baby, and
you're my baby.
I'm honored to just have the opportunity to experience you in this way. So I'm grateful. I really am.
Give me that Michelle Obama and Barack Obama.
You got me all like emotional over here.
Me too. I wasn't expecting this. I mean, we just be rolling from the hip. So we let spirit flow as it will. Everybody, I hope that this first episode of the Relationship Cheat Code has inspired you in some way, shape, or form to just get still, to slow down, to think about your life, to think about the ones that you love, to think about your partner, and to think about yourself. Because, again, we always talk about the fact that relationship work is personal work. And this young man right here.
Oh, I'm young again?
I'm not from middle-aged to young man. Okay. This young man right here has helped me to grow, helped me to see myself in ways unknown. But as we continue to go through this series and this season, we will absolutely share more. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this platform, and I'm grateful for all of the comments that will be coming and the requests and everything else, because we want to engage with you, right, babe?
Absolutely.
We really want to just know what it is that you want to hear, what it is that you want to know, and we're going to have some amazing things to share with you. But thank you for making space for us.
And some amazing guests.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I'm ready for that.
I am too.
It's going to be good. All right, everybody, this is the Relationship Cheat Code. We appreciate you. Always keep putting one foot in front of the other, and we'll see you next time.